Welcome back to the build. We are getting on with our window cavity insulation. We did a whole bunch yesterday. I don't know how much of it I was streaming for or how much I was just working, but let me give you a little tour around what's been done. We Max Air fan is installed. This thing is installed. This even works. Look at that, because it is wired up. And that is great, and that is plugged in down through here, running through those cables, running into here. This will all be packed away neatly. We still have not done the what's it, Macaulay, the screen for the backup camera, but I have an idea of how to make that work with a friend's suggestion. I ran a switch wire here to link up to coming out right here, so that we have an extra wire to do a two-way switch for the main lights. And I didn't realize, but the switches that I had were actually not wired. They're not two-way switches. They're one-way switches. So I ordered some new dimmer switches that should hopefully work for those spots. But meanwhile, what I'm working on right now, I have like a bunch of stuff underway simultaneously, which is all right. I'm not feeling overwhelmed. Welcome to the chat. What I'm working on right now is we have to finish ceiling insulation, but what I wanted to do first was I wanted to do window insulation. And what we're doing is we're using a thinner insulation, appropriately called Thinsulate, made by 3M, I believe. And that is going to allow us to have the maximum space that we can push out these window bunk areas, because I don't want to come up all the way to the wall. I want to push into them to get us an extra few inches on either end for the bed to go that way. B says hi, welcome B. I don't know who you are by the acronym, but you're welcome. Glad to have you. Okay, so I always remember to start streaming when I'm doing something that will like look interesting on camera. Like sitting around and wiring for hours is not so interesting for the camera, but I am putting up some tape because we are going to some tape here because we're going to put up the insulation, and then I'm going to cut a cavity for the window just by feeling, and I didn't want to cut up the actual window, so I thought I would put some painter's tape on first. Anyways, welcome. We're here to hang out and have fun building together. We're here to you feel free to ask any questions in the chat. I'll check. Oh no. Drip. I see drip. That is no good. Look at that. Water on the inside. Oh, buddy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This side is dry, but that side has water on the inside. Oh my gosh, would you look at that? Could be because those screws did not go in, and therefore we're not having a proper seal. Oh my gosh, we are going to have to now stop what we're doing and figure out if we can get that to seal better, because we should not have water on the inside. Oh my gosh. Whoa, I'm gonna have to go outside in the rain and look what's happening, because that is not supposed to be happening. One. Glad we're getting a rain test. Okay, I think I see what's happening, and that might not be too bad. It might just be a matter of trying to not have that window open while it's raining, although technically this should be alright to be open while it's raining. But I guess, okay, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this nice and dry, and then we're going to just watch this. to see if we're getting new water down through that in that spot. Okay. Okay, that is pretty dry. Oh no, look at that, water. Water on the inside after we closed it and dried it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. More water, look at that. Look at that. We may have to go outside and have a look again, and maybe even put some new sealant, because that should not be dripping water inside the van. No, no, no. No, no, no. Let's have a look outside. This side is dry, but this side is still dry. Oh no. Oh no. That is no good. Where are those little screws that should have gone in there to begin with? They're right here. Okay. Let's see if we can get them in. I think that they were not going in to begin with, which was the issue. Let's see if we can have some luck and get them in. Just spinning. We would need bigger screws. Well, I don't know. I'm glad we noticed it. But I'm glad we noticed that, but I don't know. There are so many people in the chat, but I don't see anyone saying hi. Say hi, people. Let me know who's here. Don't just be lurking. Introduce yourself. I think I'm glad I noticed this. I'll address it at a future point, but I don't think it needs to hold us back right now from what we were trying to do. So let's continue. Good to have noticed that. All right, we are taping this up, indeed, so that we can cut our insulation without scratching up our beautiful leaky window frame. This does not need to be perfect. It's coming off in hopefully a minute. Oh, are we out of painter's tape? Looks like we are. Uh-oh. Hey, people are coming out from the lurk and they're saying hi. What's up, Anna? What's up, CM Bradley? It's raining across the country. It was lightning and thunder here. It was wild. It was beautiful, actually. All right, we're out of painter's tape, so I am going to use some scraps we have around here, and then I will make a note for myself to go pick up some more painter's tape, which we always need a bit of tape. Okay. Is this the first rain since working in the van? First proper rain. Yeah, we had some drizzles. This is going to be our leak test, and so far we only found one leaky note taking. I don't know. You can let me know. All right. These wires are going to be hooked up a little later, so we can put them out the way for now. That's okay. We may be replacing that switch, as we said a second ago. Okay, I want two things right now, which is I want my spray glue, which is right here, and I should really wear a mask for some sort of ventilation inhalation, because of close quarters and this stuff ain't good. So let me turn on the van's insulation. I see we have a theological question from CM Bradley, which we can get to in just a second. Let's put some air vents. Here is intake, and which way is exhaust. It's entirely clear to me. The fan that we just installed. Feeling air here. Hard to tell whether it's pulling or pushing. Let's flip that around. Huh. I'm really not sure. You'd think it would be more obvious if that was pulling or pushing. Huh. Wow. There's gonna be like a simple way to test, right? I can like use a little string and see if it's pulling it or pushing it. Would that work? That is pushing, looks like. I'm trying to use my scissors here to determine what is going on. Okay, that looks like pushing. So let's flip it and see if it pulls. We're using little scissors. Oh, that's also pushing. It just seems like turbulence to me. Oh, maybe it's because the vent is too... Did I close down the vent? Give me a second. Did I use this? No, that's closing the vent. And that is opening the vent. Great. Hey Josh, welcome. I honestly don't know if that's pulling air or pushing air. I know that sounds crazy. Oh, great question from Funk and Stuff. Okay, whatever. Either way, it's either pulling or pushing air. I'm going to grab a little mask for ventilation, and then I'll get back to this work and I'll answer some theological questions in the chat. I'll be back in just a minute. Don't go anywhere. Did I lock the door? No, there it is. I wonder if I could, it's raining, so it's not a great time to get on top of the van and see if it's blowing or pushing out air, but that might be a way to check. There you go. The mask. Josh says that he's not sure what's going on here, but he's here for it. That's the spirit. That's what we want to hear. People that are in it, whether they know what or not is going on. We are working on van conversion, and we're chatting theology while we do it. So let's look at some theological questions from the good people of the chat. CM Bradley says, I've appreciated your work on pantheism. Would you think that model of God would affect life's meaning? I think so. I think that God, by definition, is often our most profound conception, and for many theologians, it is the way in which we are conceptualizing reality as such, and therefore certainly having a pantheistic or pantheistic conception of God would affect the one's construction of meaning in life in general. And Funk and Stuff says, if Judaism is considered a monotheistic religion, we as Kabbalists subscribe to a panentheistic viewpoint. Do we consider this a different religion? LOL. I think that may be implicit in the question, if Judaism is considered a monotheistic religion, maybe where the answer lies, which is that Judaism is a complex phenomena, including many different theologies and beliefs within it. And I think that to consider Judaism by and large a monotheistic religion would be a little too simple. And I think Kabbalah is a form of Judaism. I don't think it's a different religion. I think there are ways in which Kabbalah is practiced as an independent religion in modernity, in sort of new age forms of religion and mysticism, but I think that is not authentic perhaps to Kabbalah as it emerged in the history of Judaism as a bona fide, authentic form of Judaism and not a religion on its own, separate from Judaism. I think that a lot of people misunderstand Kabbalah when it is decontextualized from Judaism as a whole. All right, we have a whole bunch of people joining us. This is so fun. We have protection on, we have ventilation going, and maybe even we should open these windows a bit more ventilation. That's a good idea. Oh, that's nice. I feel that breeze. Wow, that's really pulling air. The answer is pull, because I feel the pull. I feel air coming in from here. That's very nice. It's really nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's nice ventilation. Good job. Okay. And we're getting wet inside here. Holy smokes. Water is coming in. I guess we're gonna have to choose between staying dry and getting ventilated right now. We should not be having water entering here. Oh no, where is water coming from? Oh no. Oh no. Look at this. This thing is dripping with water. Very slowly. Which means that there is water leaking through here when they put this bolt on. Oh no. Oh no. Note to self, note to Zevi, I'm going to have to get up there when it's dry and put some sealant on top of those bolts. Because whoever did that, not me, got that wet. See what is happening. And I see that there's water coming right out of here, which means the other would be the rest is dry. Okay, that's good. It's only that one. Is there a top on the roof? No. The roof is just exposed to the rain, which is why we're seeing wetness right here, which is going to rust up and get moldy, and I'm glad I saw that. Okay, enough procrastination. Let's do this. This we're going to shake for like a minute. Oh, I really hate masks. But you know what I hate more? Is breathing this stuff in. It doesn't say how long to shake for. I'll just shake it for like a minute. Do I have a garbage bag to put over that spot on the roof? I don't think it's raining hot enough or long enough to need that. I appreciate the concern. I'm going to monitor it. I think that for now, I'm just going to let that be exposed, and then hopefully tomorrow, when the sun dries that out, I will get up there and put some good sealant over it. Yo, Colin, what is up? You guys are rad, hanging out with me while we do this build. Just giving this can a good shake up. And then we're gonna get spraying our first little window installation on the one side. Get that light out the way. All right. All right. I wish I had one of those cameras that kind of turned around and followed me as I go. That would be handy. Okay. Now, do I need to think of anything before I spray this on? Well, that corner, I'm probably going to want to have accessible because the wire will probably come. Actually, the wire will probably be in front of the installation, so that's fine. All right. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the wall panel that's getting covered, which is basically all the way up to there, all the way into there. Sweet. And then for a minute, we will not have ventilation through that window because it will be covered. Then we will cut it out. Cut it out. All right, let's go. Ready for some spray? Oopsies, that's a weird direction. Let's just change that orientation. Cool. Can we see what we're doing here? Do we have a good view? That's gonna be better. All right. All right, that seems like good coverage. That gets, give that a minute or so to get tacky. That's how we do this. I think while we're waiting, we can probably spray up the other side and knock them both out at the same time. So let's do the other side. Oh. Try not knock the phone over. Okay. The left side, the right side should be ready. I'm not gonna take off our masks because it's still kind of gross. I can taste it actually, even through the mask. Glad I'm wearing the mask. But let us get our, let's check. This is ready. Should be tacky to the touch. Ooh, interesting. Wow. Not so tacky. I think the cold air on the outside, condensation, is making that not tack up so well. That's interesting. That is interesting, isn't it? Alright. I don't know if this will work because of the weather. It's a little too cold. It's not getting so tacky, but it's a shot. Actually, I think I want it higher. Oh, I'm not supposed to do this. I'm doing it anyways. Uh-oh. All right. You're right, I am wearing the wrong respirator. I can taste it in my mouth. Okay, the other side's probably ready too. Let's do it. Let us do it. And where's my spray A? Where's my spray A? There's my spray A. All right. Let's go number 2. All right. That looks good. That looks good. Do this side another pat down. Alright. I think that means we can try cutting out our window. Now, probably don't need this anymore, but I'll give it another minute just to be sure that we are not breathing in any fumes. Okay, let us go and gently, carefully cut out that window. Where's my blade? Where's my blade? Oh, there, you guys almost fell. Looks good so far. Thank you, Josh. Where is my good blade? You know what? I can probably just use scissors. And that way we will not cut through to the window. Okay. Where is the thing? Feel the window. Cut a little wide. That way we can tuck in behind. Oh, we got air coming through again. Isn't that nice? Wow, that air is rushing through. That is definitely pulling. That is confirmed. This stuff is not easy to cut. Oh, if I feel that air, that is nice. That is nice. I can probably take this off now. It's Pilly Bean. Is that fiberglass? No. It is 3M Thinsulate. It's the good stuff. Now this is a tricky thing to cut through. Yes, if this was fiberglass, I would not be handling it like this. Okay, that's the initial pause. This stuff is not easy to cut through. So these are tough scissors. Woof. That is a workout. All right. Right. That was some work. Now we got some nice air coming through. probably actually gonna want to take off more. So I'm behind the window, which is more like here. I'm just being careful. I think for now it's okay. I can do the other side, and then maybe there'll be a way that I can tuck that in and have it nicely, tidily closed up. Pizza says, what are you making? We are cutting out our insulation around the windows. I want to actually, do I have something I can mark this with that I'll be able to see?